Grand Rising World, I'm Universe Zoe, and today I'm gonna show you guys how to make the greatest steak of all time, guaranteed. Yo, I've traveled all around the nation. I've been to so many different fancy steakhouses, and I promise you, I've never had a steak as succulent as this one. This recipe right here is it. Let me tell you, it will have everybody licking their fingers when they're done. The plates will be clean, I promise you. So have a seat, relax, and while you're at it, hit that like button and subscribe. I promise you guys, I'm gonna keep giving you guys great recipe, great content, just like this. Alright guys, so let's not waste any time. The first thing we're gonna need to get this thing kick-started is some salt. You have to use some coarse salt. We're gonna sprinkle it all over the steak. And you can be generous, don't be shy. So what's gonna happen is the steak is gonna absorb the salt and it's gonna help tenderize that meat. We're gonna leave it overnight in the fridge to give it plenty of time. Alrighty guys, we're back at it. We're into the next day. Hopefully you guys had a great night. I let the steak sit in the fridge overnight in a Ziploc bag, and as you can see, it's absorbed the salt, and for the most part, it's kept that nice, vibrant color. One thing we didn't touch up on yesterday is steak selection. Steak selection is where you begin when you're talking about making the perfect steak. The cut and the quality of the steak will either make you or break you. So when it comes to eating great steak, you may have to spend a little more. That's where I'm going with this ribeye. It has a beautiful thickness, it's super tender, and look at the fat content. I need it. So these are some of the things that I'm looking for when I'm selecting my steak. And I know what you guys are thinking, well, what the hell goes on it? When it comes to the art of perfecting a succulent steak, you only need a few things. We have this 50-50 blend of Worcestershire sauce and olive oil, some Montreal steak seasoning blend, some garlic powder. That is all you need. And if you don't believe me, I dare you to try this at home and comment the results below. So the first thing we're gonna do is work on the sides of the steak. This steak is about 1 inch thick, so it'd be foolish of me not to show it some love. You feel me? We're going to take that 50-50 mixture and we're gonna line it on the sides of the steak. Alright? Then we're gonna pick the steak up and we're gonna get that Montreal steak seasoning. And we're just gonna sprinkle and rotate. Now this will get a little messy, I warn you. And the reason we're doing the sides first is because while you're rotating the steak, if you already seasoned the top and the bottom, you're gonna be smearing your seasoning all over the place. So this just keeps the process cleaner, you feel me? Alright, so now that we have the side seasoned with the Montreal steak, we're gonna baste the top with that 50-50 mixture of Worcestershire sauce and olive oil. Alright, make sure it's nice and moist and juicy. Then we're gonna do the top with the Montreal. Make sure you get a nice coating on there. And the one thing I love about Montreal steak seasoning, it's super coarse. So it's gonna help you get a nice crust on that steak at the very end when I sear it. But we'll get to that later, that's the good part. Alright, so then we're gonna take that garlic powder and we're gonna sprinkle it. Just give it a nice little light coating on the top. Because you can never have enough garlic. I swear, you could put garlic powder on your cereal if you wanted to. Just kidding, don't try that at home. I do not recommend. So now that we have the side and the top seasoned, we're just gonna let this sit for 30 minutes, give the meat the time to absorb everything it has going on, and then we're gonna flip it over and do the same exact thing. See you in about an hour. All right guys, it's been an hour and this steak right here looks amazing. It looks like it's ready to grill. We gave the steak a chance to rest 30 minutes per side after seasoning it, and it's definitely ready. So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna go ahead and put it in this grill. And this right here is a wood pellet grill, by the way. This is the Pit Boss. It is the KC Combo Edition, and I love this grill. When it comes to grilling the perfect steak, another one of the most single important factors is the internal temp. You have to have a thermometer. There's no ways around it. You need to know the exact temperature of the center of that steak at all times. Cute. The reason that internal temperature is important is because based on how well done you like your steak, that internal temperature is gonna get you there. So my wife and I, we like our steak almost rare. So we like to get it about to 135 internal temperature. So I'm gonna smoke it to 120, and then I'm gonna sear it on both sides for 2 minutes, and then I'm gonna wrap it up and let it rest for some, but we'll get to that part in a little bit. For now, let's get this thing to start smoking. Birds are chirping and waiting.
Purchase each track today.
Alright guys, so grill tip 101. I put that 50-50 mixture of Worcestershire sauce and some olive oil into this bottle right here, and I'm gonna spritz it on the meat by every 10 minutes just to add to that succulent flavor that you're gonna need at the very end of this. So we're gonna go ahead and open this baby up, and I like to cook my steak low and slow temperature rise. Temperature wise, I have this steak cooking on, I don't know if you can see it, but right now it's at about 200 degrees. So low and slow, baby, low and slow. All right, give that smoke a chance to penetrate that meat, because I love that smoky flavor. So yeah, I just give it a nice little spritz of that moisture right there, and it's gonna soak it all up. And at the end, you'll definitely see the result. I'm gonna show you. You ain't see that. You did not see that. All right. Check back on you in a little bit. So quick side note, there is a groundhog that lives here next to the grill. I don't know if you can see the hole down in there, but that's where he lives. He comes out every single morning, and he kind of maintains this side of the property. He keeps it nice and manicured. Yeah, groundhog.
Here we are, yep.
So the internal temp has gotten to 120. Now you know what time it is. Sear time, baby. And if you would like some short recipes, you can follow me on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter, Universo88. Alrighty guys, we're back. We've let this ribeye rest for about 30 minutes, and that's actually our last and final steak tip. You have to give your steak a chance to rest, at least 15 minutes per pound. Otherwise, what's gonna happen is as soon as you cut into that steak, all the juices are gonna come pouring out, and you're gonna be eating some dry steak. But if you're patient enough and you give your steak a chance to rest, you're gonna have that succulent, juicy bite every single night and every single day. So without further ado, let's jump in here and see what we have. All right, we're gonna open this baby up. Bonus steak tip. You can actually use this butter to flavor your vegetables. And man, let me tell you, better yet, I'm gonna show you. So here is the final product. Look at the pink. Isn't she lovely? Isn't she beautiful? My goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, my work here is done. I'm Universe Zoe, and I'm signing off. Y'all have a beautiful day.